is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Final minute of regulation, knocked away by Wilson. And the exclamation point on an impressive second half for Carolina. And now they can just hold the ball, soak it in, enjoy the energy here at the Dean Dome. The Tar Heels with a big early season win.
What a second half performance by North Carolina.
87-74.
It's a run with Craig. He's got a lead! Touchdown Arizona! And the lead is 4 for Arizona with 39 seconds to go. Daniels into the back of the end zone, and it's over! Arizona comes back in the fourth and wins it to get bowl eligible.
Mendoza in trouble! It's out!
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome into another episode of Sports Day. My name is Brant Daughtry. I'm the host of this program, joined on today's show by Garrett Fitzpatrick. Today's show is brought to you by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities, supporting student, community, and employee needs. Garrett, you just heard our sounds of the past 24 hours. Do you know what those were?
What were they?
All right, so great day. No Jim Mizunas joining us on today's show. He's busy elsewhere, but Garrett and I are going to hold you down for the next hour and talk about everything that happened over the weekend on a national and local level. Garrett, your sounds the past 24 hours. First of all, Kansas went on the road to play North Carolina in the sport of basketball.
I did see that.
Close game for most of it, and North Carolina, the home team, pulls away late. But overall, a good showing. It was kind of, like I said, it was just a big second half. Kansas kind of got up against that environment, and I guess I think ran out of gas a little bit. But overall, Bill Self, talking about the game afterwards, just said, hey, look, that's going to happen. It was really cool to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Played this game at this point in the season and have something, I talked about it a lot on last week's shows. But these are two of the most, if not the two most preeminent brands in the sport of college basketball. And so for them to meet in what was either the second or third game for either team, I think that really says something. It was really exciting as a basketball fan.
Yeah, it's definitely the Blue Bloods. You know what? Well, you'd have to throw Duke in there, and
Duke and Kentucky would be the two that would say they're not top two. I don't know. It's those four.
Right. But no, I didn't watch the game. I seen some of the highlights and heard some people mumbling and grumbling about the KU game. But yeah, it's kind of like we talked about last week, probably with the Buffalo and Chiefs game. They're just two good teams, and one's going to win, one's going to lose. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, after yesterday's Buffalo loss, what do you hey.
The Bills don't look great, do they?
No.
The Bills, since losing to Atlanta on Monday Night Football, have lost, I think, 4 of their next 5 or 3 of their next 4, something like that. They don't look good. Atlanta hasn't won a game since that. So, as great as that moment was for Atlanta, at least, it's looking less good, and the season looking less good. So, things are great.
Yes.
Things are great.
Yes. Then we talked about the Steelers, how last week against Indianapolis they looked great. Last night I tried to watch them, and I just, oh my gosh,
horrendous,
horrible,
just a ridiculous and offensive display of the sport of football.
Yeah, Arthur Smith, the OC for the Steelers, and
former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, and Rodgers. Next year we got to change. We got to change. I know. Yeah, and sorry, Chiefs fans. We tried last night. It was not very hard, I don't think, but we tried, I guess.
The defense tried and ran up against a decent Chargers offense, and the offense is just bad.
Yeah, that system, they didn't make any early trades. That they talked about needing another weapon on the receiver side, and they didn't do anything like that. So, anyway.
Your other sounds of the past 24 hours, it was a bad weekend for KU fans as KU football went on the road to Arizona, had a lead, gave up a touchdown with about 30 seconds to go, and Arizona wins it 24-20 as Jaden Daniels with a really impressive throw to overthrow everybody on the Hail Mary.
Yes.
To get it from the 50 to kind of the back of the end zone. And it wasn't a complete overthrow, but still, it wasn't where you want it, which is kind of in the dead center of that end zone. But either way, KU football, since losing to K-State, just hasn't looked like they've had it.
No, they've kind of struggled. They really, I think kind of disappointment probably for the KU fans. I think they thought they had something this year, and last year they really, they had the injuries and stuff, but they struggled last year too. So, I don't think he is, but are we getting a little warm on the seat in KU? Like I said, I don't believe so, but I'm sure there's some people that are wondering.
There are certainly, look, he's been there, 5 years now?
Probably, something like that.
4 or 5 years now. And, if you haven't won a national championship in that stretch, any fan base in college football is going to get a little ornery. But
right.
I do think the noise is getting louder because this is, I think I called him Jaden Daniels a second ago, Jalen Daniels, his last year.
Mm-hmm.
Super experienced guy, puts up good stats more often than not, beloved by the fan base. He's not coming back, and right now they're 4-5.
Right.
And it's not the kind of stretch that you want to see.
No.
And I think that Lance Leipold, I like Lance Leipold. I think he's a good coach. But I do wonder if people are starting to run out of patience with him.
Yeah. No, I think I like him as a coach, and I don't think he is right now. I mean, let's be honest, KU, okay?
They're not Ohio State.
They're not. But, if he throws another year or two like last few, it might start getting a little hot under his seat.
I really do feel like KU is the kind of job where most of the time you're trying to win 7 or 8 games, and every couple of years you can bump that up to 10 wins. And in modern college football, if you go 10-2, assuming you don't lose the wrong 2, I mean, you're playing for a national championship at the end of the year.
Right.
So I think that KU is that kind of job, and I think Kansas State is much the same way. But I do feel like Lance Leipold has not met those expectations the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Especially when people have kind of thought, okay, this is the 10-win year.
Right.
It just hasn't gotten there.
Yeah. And, if we switch over to the other Kansas school, Dylan Edwards announced he's leaving the team. Now, I have one son. I don't really claim him, but he's kind of a K-State fan. So we were talking this weekend, and I guess, I don't know, I kept telling him, really, has he done anything? At Colorado, he played, and and then he came, and then he got last year, he sat behind the running back, but he had opportunities, and this year he got hurt and on a, that punt that he fumbled, and I don't know. If I'm a K-State fan, I don't think I've lost a ton of sleep over that announcement, but
you hate to lose the potential of what Dylan Edwards could bring, but as far as like actual on-field production, you're not losing a whole lot with that.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a very sought-after player in the portal at the end of the season, but like you said, as far as what he's done in a purple uniform, it just hasn't been very much.
Right, and today with the transfer portal, I think you're okay. You can pick up another guy back. And
he's replaceable.
Yeah. And, the guy that has been running for him has done a decent job.
Joe Jackson?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you the name, to be honest with you. But so, I don't know. It's kind of like college football.
Yeah.
Everything's interesting.
Everything's interesting. And your last sound of the past 24 hours, speaking of very interesting, Indiana, the number 2 team in the country with the guy who might be my favorite head coach in all of college football right now, and Kurt Cignetti, goes on the road to a Penn State team that is struggling but still has a lot of really talented players on that roster, goes down to the wire, and you heard Gus Johnson's call. Gus Johnson, I don't love Gus Johnson's style of calling a game, but I do love Gus Johnson. Because with most of the guys that do what Gus Johnson does, they're not genuine about it. Whenever Gus Johnson sounds like he can't believe what he's just seen, I genuinely believe it. When he's screaming at the top of his lungs and he can't get a full sentence out, I believe that's genuine from him. And this, to be clear, I was on the phone with my parents at the time when this happened, watching this game. They were on the way driving back from visiting my grandfather in L.A., Lower Alabama.
Oh,
City of Geneva, stand up. Talking to them, they were. I was trying to describe what had just happened, and I couldn't. You know, and I'm a play-by-play guy. This is I do that, and the play that kid made, and the throw from Mendoza on the fourth and gotta have it, or your national championship potential season might be over. It's really, I think, the first Heisman moment that we have seen. Just you talk about the player who wins the Heisman Trophy has a collection of moments where he comes through in the biggest moments of the biggest games. And we hadn't really seen one of those this year, but for Fernando Mendoza, yes, I know Penn State had been struggling, but still going into Happy Valley and winning that game and winning it in the way that they did and making that play was super impressive and just insane catch from that wide receiver.
Yeah, it was. Amazing play. I think you have a few people question you when you say you like the Indiana's coach.
Sure.
I respect him because what he's done, but I don't care for him.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of people. I don't know. Google me. He just, to me, he just comes across super wrong, but I respect it. Just like George Brett. I wasn't a George Brett fan, but he was good. Larry Bird, same way.
Yeah.
And not a fan at all, but respect. The guy did what, was amazing.
Dude did the job.
He did the job. And the Indiana coach, tip his hats. I mean, look what he's done in that program. Wow.
I mean,
incredible.
It's one thing to come in to a program that had I think 3-9, 4-8 type season, a losing record the year before, and not close to being good.
Yeah.
And then to immediately get them to 10 wins in a playoff, and now you're the number 2 team in the country, you're undefeated. That would be one thing if it was just a decent program that had a bad stretch.
Right.
This is Indiana. Yeah. This is a team that's never been good.
Yeah.
Indiana has never been good at college football. And then, we talked about transfer portal era. I mean, the idea of a rebuild is significantly shortened. It used to take you 2 or 3 years to get a program back to being good again if they were bad. In modern college football, I mean, you don't really get a quote unquote year zero anymore.
No.
You get hey, here's your resource. Go do what you can do with this resource.
Yeah.
You better get the guys in. And Curt Cignetti has done it.
Yeah. And it's tough, but what about Bill, the K-State job he did years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, that's more impressive than what Cignetti's doing just because of transfer portal now. When he did it, I mean, he was from scratch, and he built that program to, wow, from what he did for K-State was incredible.
It went from not much to kind of a premier job in college football.
Yeah.
Maybe not a job, but a premier program that he was in charge of.
Right. So, between those two, but you bring up a good point. In today's college football with the portal, it's simpler, easier to build a program, I think. Just because you can go out and get players if you have the funding, if you are, I guess can do it. Now you look at Colorado, Deion, he brought some players.
It's going poorly for Deion. It went okay, and it went meh. It went better, and now it's going poorly again.
Yes.
And part of that is the fact that he's facing a lot of health issues, but at the same time, it's just the roster that he brought in after, that first crop of kids got out.
Right.
It's not been great.
And some of his coaching hires, maybe, they might be great NFL players and college football players, but there's a difference between coaching those kids from playing and coaching. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, let's not talk about Colorado too much more.
Sports Day Today is brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also in part by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. And lastly, by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the best in the country. Really excited about Barton. I have my first call of Barton basketball tomorrow night.
Oh, do you? Good luck, man. That'll be fun.
Thank you. I'm hosting State Fair Community College out of Missouri. and should be a lot of fun. Brand new gym, brand new look and everything.
Have you been out there to the gym?
Not since it got finished. I've seen it kind of in the middle of construction once or twice. I know where it is. Obviously, I know where the campus is, but I haven't been out there since it was finished. But I've seen some pictures, and it looks so good.
Yeah, no, I haven't been out there yet, or never been through the construction part or anything. So yeah, it'll be fun to go out there again sometime, see what it looks like.
Absolutely. All right, we got to take our first break of the show. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio, right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
You can become an instant finalist today for the $20K Christmas Cash Giveaway presented by Cornerstone Automotive and Tire, Mayo Money Management, and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. Get qualified today before 4 o'clock at Memorial Art Company. I'm here with Birdie Lang. Birdie, tell us what you guys do here at Memorial Art Company.
Pretty much can do anything that someone wants. We do laser etching. We do special engraving for, like, we have one on the lot that's actually a flag with an eagle that is just beautiful. And we've got one that's got the cross on it that I've sold a lot of those. People really like those. So we can do anything. We can do color photos. We can do special, like we have a double angel out there, which we have several angels. But anyway, please just come in. It's something that we can just sit and get you some ideas so that you know what you would like.
Stop on in Memorial Art Company today before 4 o'clock and become our latest instant finalist for the $20K Christmas Cash Giveaway.
Hey, Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Gobble up the savings at C&D Doors. Right now, get incredible Thanksgiving deals on 9x7 and 16x7 white insulated garage doors. These savings won't last long. When the turkeys are gone, so are the deals. So run or waddle or maybe even gobble to C&E Doors today and gobble up your insulated door before they fly the coop.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you alongside Garrett Fitzpatrick. We're winding down our first half of the show where we're kind of going over the things that happen nationally. And Garrett, you were busy this weekend, huh? You weren't able to pay attention to much sports?
No, I didn't. I had a niece got married in Kansas City, so I was doing a little rehearsal supper and stuff on Friday night. And Saturday was the wedding, and I watched some of the Husker game on my phone. And so, yeah, Mike's
new quarterback didn't look bad.
No,
I watched that game as well.
No, he did not. In fact, I got a little stat here from you that I've got. TJ Lateef, true freshman, first career start. He was 13 for 15 passing, 205 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 31 rushing yards. He's the only true freshman in FBS history since at least 1995 to have a game with a minimum of 15 attempts and had 200 yards, 3+ TDs, 2 or fewer incompletions, and 30+ rushing yards. So that kind of bit of history.
It was, who are they playing? Because it was
UCLA. At UCLA. So, UCLA's not the world's greatest, but
it's a power conference team.
Right.
A bad one, but still.
And he grew up, they said, 30 miles from the stadium and stuff. So it's kind of a going home party for him. So, but he was athletic. We've seen him. He's an athletic kid. He's got a good arm, true freshman. And let's face it, I'm sure he wasn't getting a ton of reps and practices with Raiola. Yeah, I mean, it was knew who the starting quarterback was, but no. Only thing, it's, the better he does, the more NIL money that other teams are going to throw at him that he'll probably leave this year. But, so, oh well, go for that.
Nebraska's got some resource.
They do have resources, but they're going to need to spend other money on resources. And how much do you spend on a backup quarterback? I mean, I just don't think there's going to be a ton of money there for a backup quarterback when you've got everything else you've got to take care of. So we'll see.
One of the big numbers that to me is an indicator of success is yards per attempt for a quarterback. A lot of teams like to go with yards per completion. I think that's kind of, because then you're taking out all of the zeros that go with that.
Right.
Put the ball in the air 15 times, you get 200 yards. That's what, like 11, 12 yards per, somewhere in there. That is, anytime you can get more than, in my eyes, the magic number is 8. If you can get 8 yards per attempt, you're humming as an offense. To go any greater than that, I mean, I don't care who you're playing. To get that many yards per attempt is a really impressive showing for a kid. Yeah. Especially a true freshman making his first start.
Right. He had a lot of kind of dump offs. Had a running back in the backfield. Had a heck of a night. Emmett Johnson, 28 carries, 129 yards, 3 receptions for 103 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's a nice evening for a running back in today's game.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Well, it's not tough to do better, but yes, it's tough to do better. Yes, we have heard of better, but at the same time, that's a good day.
Yeah,
that's a really good day.
Leading rushers in the Division I, Cam Cook from Jacksonville State, 200 carries and has 1,181 yards for an average of 5.9.
Go Gamecocks.
Emma Johnson for Nebraska, 103. That's supposed to be 203 carries for 1,131 yards for 5.6. Missouri running back Amon Hardy has 127 carries for 1,046 yards with 6.1 yards per carry. And the only other one, only have 4 running backs in football that are over 1,000 yards so far. And the last one is a Rutgers running back with 200 carries for 1,000 yards, even for a 5 average yards carry.
That's kind of shocking to me because, I mean, I know that the NFL is kind of going away from like the power back. Any teams that do like to run the football are kind of doing it by committee at this point. But the fact that in college football, you will still see guys put up 300-yard games running the football. It's not as common, but still, the fact that there's only four running backs over 1,000 yards is kind of surprising.
Yeah, the next one's 988.
Okay. And he'll get
there. Yeah, and that's the low from Notre Dame. So, and they've got a 2-headed monster there. So I didn't look to see where the other one was at, but yeah, we've talked about it. Running backs. What would a running back have to do to win a Heisman in today's football?
I mean, I think. As a starter, 2,000 yards on the ground.
Yeah,
have to be that. Which, I mean, at this point, running backs get so beat up. Yeah. That's the problem with the position is that if you are a quote unquote bell cow running back and you're getting, 20 to 30 carries a game, your body's not going to last. You're not going to last doing that. And so the sweet spot is somewhere to 10 to 15, maybe 18 in a game where you're going really good. But, I mean, for the most part, the days of 25 to 30 carries for your star tailback are kind of done.
Yeah.
Even if you want to run the ball 30 times, you're going to do it with different guys.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a while until you see a running back win the Heisman. Yeah. And 15, 20 years ago, running backs did win the Heisman.
It was only running backs.
Yeah, so just things are changing.
Things are changing. That's the sport. All right, Sports Day today is brought to you in part by Kern Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also brought to you in part by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320 or visit redcedarland.com. We got to take our next break in the show. When we come back, we'll unveil our Players of the Week. You are listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartonccc.edu and enroll today.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you alongside Garrett Fitzpatrick. Garrett, it is time for Players of the Week. We'll start at the national level. And again, this one's kind of close to home. So, I'm in charge and no one else gets a vote. Hey, I'm so in charge I forgot to turn your microphone on. All right, try that.
So you're in charge.
I'm in charge.
You got it.
I'm in charge. I'm going to turn your mic off again. I'm not going to do that.
Iron Eagle.
Player of the Week at the national level. Haven't talked about this yet. I'm going Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Vanderbilt, who, a little context to this situation. Auburn's defense, as bad as Auburn has been this year, Auburn's defense has not given up more than 24 points in a game coming into this week. One of 3 teams to do so. The other 2 are Ohio State and Indiana, the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country. And Auburn, who is 4-6 now. Was 4-5 coming into this week. Big reason that Auburn doesn't have Hugh Freeze as the head coach anymore. We've gone over that. We've beat that topic to death. That's done. Diego Pavia this week against a defense that had not allowed more than 24 points in a game. Comes in, throws for 377 yards and 3 touchdowns, rushes for 112 yards and another touchdown, and wins 45-38 in overtime. Now, for one thing, Auburn put up 38 points. It's the first time they put up more than 20 this year. speaks to how. Can I
One more time?
Can I one more time say that Hugh Freeze was terrible? Never should have been hired in the first place. All right, it's not getting out of my system. I'm going to hold on to being right about that for a long time. But what Pavia did to Auburn's defense, again, a very good Auburn defense this year, was really special. And it wasn't like he was doing any one thing. He was completing deep passes on the outside. There was a coverage bust by Auburn that allowed a 50-yard touchdown. Threw over the middle a ton, ran it exceptionally well, and like I said, accounted for not quite 500 yards and 4 touchdowns in this game. It was to remain undefeated to remain a one-loss team and hold on to a playoff spot as they continue down the stretch. They have 2 more games against teams they should beat.
Is that their schedule?
Yeah. So I think that Diego Pavia, we talked about Heisman moments with Fernando Mendoza a second ago. This is kind of a Heisman game for Diego Pavia. If you want to point to one game where against, again, an incredibly strong defense, he just kind of lit things up.
Yeah.
And it was a really impressive showing for him.
Sounds like a good winner to me.
All right, fair enough.
Yes.
Our local player of the week, we'll dial it in. Another great running quarterback, Daxton Mitten, quarterback for the Great Bend Panthers. Didn't have the best night throwing the ball, but was more efficient than he was last week. 8 of 13 for 70 yards. That's it. That's a pretty pedestrian passing stat line, I'd say.
All right.
On the ground, Daxton Mitten carried the ball 8 times for 193 yards and 3 scores. I believe he had a long run that kind of – this game was close. Again, 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. Great Bend was tight. They were a little bit nervous, giving the second round of the playoffs the magnitude that it deserves. But came out and just weren't able to do a whole lot on offense. Their defense was lights out pretty much the whole night. But the offense was kind of shaky. Ian Premer gets a touchdown run. And I think Daxton Mitten broke off like a 75-yard touchdown run on Great Bend's next drive to kind of break things open. And the play of Daxton Mitten kind of being the steady senior quarterback to kind of go in and make that play. And for another thing, dude averaged 24 yards a rush. That's
a chunk.
Goodness. He had 193 of Great Bend's 407 yards on the ground. Ian Premer, by the way, also rushed for 138 yards. If we wanted to give it to Ian Premer every week, we would certainly have a right to.
I'd like to know who the stat keeper is. Come on, give Daxton 200.
Yeah.
Give him 2, Bill.
Give him that extra 7 yards. Give him 1 more yard on 7 of his 8 carries. Yeah. But no, it stops just shy of 193, long of 59. Ian Premer's long was 81 in this game. They both run for over 100 yards. Connor Holiday also scores 2 touchdowns on the ground. Great Bend continues to show a commitment to running the football to win these games. And I think that's paid dividends for them. They're a much better running team than they were last year. They are better defensively as well because the other team's just not on the field as long. They can create explosive plays in a bunch of different ways, and Daxton Mitten kind of at the center of all that.
Yeah, and it's like any game. If you can run the ball, then boom, there's your quick pass or what have you, and they definitely got the weapons to do that, so they can explode on that line item too. So
let's
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, let's talk about this game a little bit more. I think that, Coach Beck said it in the post game that they were just tight. They were nervous a little bit, and kind of like I said, giving this game the weight that it deserves, being the second round of the playoffs, and again against a Bishop Carroll team that has played a difficult schedule and come out with a winning record, and they beat their Week 9 opponent and a team that certainly is not bad by any means.
No, they don't have a good team there, and Great Bend had just a lot better of a team on Friday night. So
they did. What were you going to say a second ago?
I was going to say, is there a game Friday night that anyone that's interested about?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. I'll pull up the bracket here if you'll filibuster for half a second.
Filibustering.
Yeah.
No, if you're a Great Bend kid or you're a Hayes kid, last week you wanted to win because I know some of those dogs in Great Bend and what a way to go out your senior year to knock off your arch rival. And they are a rival right now. They've always been rivals. They're always going to be rivals, but you've got to have two good teams to have a rivalry game and going on, and both of those programs are. You know, we got their coach up there who's here. They've got good athletes. We got good athletes. They know each other, you know, especially with social media and everything.
There's the context of what happened the first time these two teams played this year.
Yep, exactly. You know, so it's exciting. If you're a kid, if you're one of those kids and you're a parent or whoever, it's going to be fun.
So Great Bend goes to Hayes, wins. It's a tight game. Great Bend pulls away late, courtesy of 4 second-half touchdowns for Ian Premer. He had 5 total. And now Hayes makes the return trip. Hayes, to get here, beat Eisenhower 49-29 in the first round. Hutchinson last week 27-6. And now Great Bend hosting Hayes. And like you said, I've spoken to a couple of Great Bend folks about it. And the indication is, yeah, this is exactly what everybody on that team wanted.
Yeah.
Every coach, every player, every fan, every parent of player, the cheerleaders, like everybody wanted this outcome.
I think, you want to, like I said, your arch rival, you want to take them down, get them out of the state championship game before they get there. And it's just your rivalry. These guys have been battling since, third grade or whatever it is, and it's going to be fun.
And something to look at here that I think is interesting. If we go to the K-Preps rankings, here's something that is kind of interesting and that Great Bend fans may want to take note of. St. Thomas Aquinas has been the number 1 team in 5A pretty much all year. Mm-hmm. And they had been undefeated, or that they had only had one loss to an out-of-state power, a team that I believe is still undefeated in their state playoffs. But St. Thomas Aquinas for the entire year has been the top team in 5A. Against Mill Valley last week, incredible football game. I was kind of following it, and especially around halftime, around the end of the game between Hoisington and Hillsboro, trying to just come up with different scores and things to talk about in the postgame. St. Thomas Aquinas and Mill Valley. Mill Valley was up 27-20. No. I'm thinking of a different game. Whatever happened, St. Thomas Aquinas lost 28-27 to Mill Valley last week. Yeah, that's right. So Mill Valley was up 28-21. St. Thomas Aquinas scores to make it 28-27. They decide to go for 2, and they don't get it. Mill Valley gets the stop. This is with like 30 seconds left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mill Valley is able to recover the onside kick. They knee it out. They're moving on to the next round. Mill Valley is now the number 3 team in 5A. St. James Academy just ahead of them at number 2. And now the Great Bend Panthers are the number 1 team in 5A. The only undefeated team in 5A as well. And that track is there.
Yep.
The path to raising that trophy at the end of the year is already there. Now, it already was, because as good as this St. Thomas Aquinas team is, you know how good Great Bend is. They would have had a shot in that game for sure. But now kind of your biggest obstacle is out of the way. If you just, keep doing what you're doing and take it one game at a time, I think Great Bend can do it.
Yep. Hayes High.
Hayes High.
Hayes High this week.
Hayes High this week.
Let's pack that place.
That's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah.
That atmosphere is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't have quite the buildup that the first matchup did, but again, the implication behind, hey, the winner of this one gets to go to the semis. It's what Hayes did to Great Bend last year.
Right.
The fireworks that happened this year in Hayes,
yeah.
And the way that game ended. This is going to be fun. This is going to be so fun.
It will be. So I encourage everyone, let's go out, pack that place, and let's cheer on those Panthers. What a season, and it's been fun. Let's go get them.
We'll talk about some other things that happened here locally on the other side of this break. You're listening to Sports Day, live from the Mayo Money Management Studio on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Gobble up the savings at C&D Doors. Right now, get incredible Thanksgiving deals on 9x7 and 16x7 white insulated garage doors. These savings won't last long. When the turkeys are gone, so are the deals. So run or waddle or maybe even gobble to C&E Doors today and gobble up your insulated door before they fly the coop.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars! Welcome back in. Sports Day is brought to you in part today by Equity Bank. There when you need them. Bank locals, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. Also by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange signs south of 10th and Harrison. Garrett, we went over Great Bend and the fact that they're playing Hayes once again in Week 11 in the quarterfinals. Winner gets a shot gets a shot to continue their state title journey. But we carry another school on our airwaves. I was over in Hoisington watching the Cardinals take on Hillsboro, a Hillsboro team that program does not have a great history, but this is a good football team and a well-coached football team as well. And Hoisington had to show up.
Yeah. It sounded like they showed up, though.
They did.
Yes.
46-6 win for the Cardinals. The thing about Hillsboro, the scout on them, it starts with number 32, Jeremiah Gooch. He's their starting running back. He's their starting inside linebacker. Over 1,000 yards on the ground this year. He's their leading tackler as well, committed to Washburn to play linebacker for them. And, big kid, I'd probably guess 6'1", 6'2", 220, something like that.
I'd say so. I watched him against Leonard, yeah.
Yeah, a big kid, fast kid, really athletic. And so my thought was, and when you watch them on film, their linebacking core as a whole is good. He's the centerpiece of it, but they've got two other linebackers out there with him that can also really play. And my thought was, okay, Hoisington will probably get Mason Martin on the move. They'll try to throw it that back end. They're going to try and move those linebackers side to side a little bit. Hoisington threw the ball 7 times in this game. This was ground and pound. Hoisington, I talked with Coach Baird about it after the game, and he said, well, you know what? I felt like we had an advantage on our offensive line and their defensive line. And when you have an offensive line as good as theirs, then you can maybe let the linebackers come a little bit. You can go up against a really good linebacking core when you've got, he mentioned specifically Leighton Hoffman, who is their center. Leighton Hoffman was an all classification selection last year. I went back and I watched that game. I mean, the performance of a lifetime for Leighton Hoffman at that center spot. He was lights out the entire game. I mean, at every other play, the guy he's blocking ends up on their back. And it was just – and he's been good all year. Like I said, he's one of the best players on that team. But the way he played against Hillsborough and the way that he was able to block Jeremiah Gooch, and again, Hoisington went into that game going, we're not going to throw this ball a ton. We're going to throw it enough to keep him honest, and we're going to run the dang ball. And Hoisington able to do that, and to the tune of a 46-6 win.
He had some pancakes, and he went to the Perkins and had pancakes?
Yeah, a couple.
Okay.
A couple of them. And again, no stranger to it. Leighton Hoffman's a very, very good football player. But the way that he played in this game was spectacular. And so looking at the bracket for 2A as well, Hoisington with wins over Halstead and Hillsborough, I was really impressed. Speaking of that Halstead win, Hoisington gave up 24 points in that game. That's more than they're used to giving up. I think 17 of them went up against the starters. Now, granted, Logan Kossel, one of their starting safeties, was out with a concussion. He missed that game. He was back in this past game, and I'm sure that helps a ton because they were starting a sophomore on the back end, a kid who had played some but had not been a starter. And getting him back helped a lot. But defensively, they weren't as sharp as they're used to being. And the fact is, against Hillsborough, I think, and I maybe Coach Baird agrees or disagrees, I'm not sure. I'll talk to him about it on Wednesday on this show. I really do think this was the best game that Hoisington has played all year.
Good.
Relative to competition, because, again, I mean, you and I talked about it a minute ago. They've had some teams that didn't have great seasons, and Hoisington just kind of did what they wanted. But against a team that has a really good player in Josiah Gooch, I think I called him Jeremiah a minute ago, Josiah Gooch, and has a coach in Demetrius Cox who knows what he's doing and is trying to make football important at Hillsborough, and a team that's had a winning season. They're 6-3. That's a good year. 6-4 now, but either way, that's a good year.
Yes.
And against a team that is out there trying to do something and has a level of confidence, they went and they just did. They went and they executed. They executed so incredibly well. And I was really impressed with Hoisington in this game. And they now the number 3 team in 2A, according to K-Preps. Nemaha Central is 2, and Southeast of Saline is 1. If Hoisington wins this week against Garden Plain, they will face Southeast of Saline, assuming they can take care of Phillipsburg. And that's a matchup I'm really looking forward to as well. But obviously got to get through it one game at a time. But Hoisington feels like they're getting better as the season goes on.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you just start out and keep getting better and better, especially come playoff time. I mean, that's why you want to be playing your best. So that's good for them.
I see you have some papers printed out here. I see my guy Bo Nix on one of your papers.
Yeah, he's got a helmet on backwards.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Thursday night's game against the Raiders, just got some information here for you.
Tell me.
Broncos.
I know this was bad. I wasn't able to watch it, or I didn't watch this game. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I was working that night, so I didn't get to see it, and I was like, darn, that's gonna be a good game. I wish I could just watch that. That's what I get to thinking. All right, Broncos and Raiders was Thursday night. They called it on the NFL Menace Thursday night vintage football game. All right, 13 3-and-outs, 15 punts, 3 interceptions, 2 missed field goals, a block punt, 8 sacks, and listen to this. More than half of the Raiders' drives didn't go further than 2 yards.
Golly Moses.
Hey, hats off if you watched that game, folks.
The Raiders have been bad. I know the Raiders have been bad this year. Geno Smith has regressed from his days as a Seattle Seahawk when I really liked him. That's bad, man. That's so terrible.
And who the Chiefs got who this week?
Chiefs have the Denver Broncos. Who have looked pretty bad. Who have looked, we'll call it up and down. They've had some good games. They've had some pretty bad games as well, offensively.
But aren't they like 8-2?
They're 8-2 because their defense is really good, and they pull it out when it matters.
Yeah. So, hey, let's go Chiefs. Like I said, there's only two teams, the Broncos and the Cowboys. Whoever's playing, I'm rooting for. But let's talk about some more bad stuff real quick.
All right, yeah, sure.
You got a minute?
Let's take our last break, and then we'll get to it when we come back. All right. Sports Day Today is brought to you in part by the Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of the community members. Also by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. Garrett has some more bad stuff on the other side of this break. You're listening to Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartoncccc.edu and enroll today.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Welcome back. Final segment of Sports Day here. We've got about 3.5 minutes. Garrett here. Brant Daughtry here with Garrett Fitzpatrick. We've got about 3.5 minutes before things start going. You said going to the break, you have some more bad stuff.
Right. We thought the Broncos game was bad. Well, let's look at this. This was from the Ref Sports Radio Network. 22 years ago yesterday, it would have been, OU handed Texas A&M its biggest defeat in program history.
Oh, boy. I'm looking at the score here.
Yeah.
I see the scoreboard that you've got.
Yeah. Total yards, OU 639 to A&M's 54. First downs, 33 for OU. A&M got 3. Rushing yards, Oklahoma 342 to A&M's 22. Passing yards, Oklahoma 297 to A&M 32. The score was 77-0 at the end of the third quarter. That's ugly.
That's Big Game Bob, isn't it?
Yeah.
OU at the time?
Yes. So that was, like I say, let's see. Yeah, I was around then, but I don't remember it. But anyway, yeah. So now,
do you know the most lopsided loss in college football history?
I do not.
I can't remember what year it was, but I can tell you the final score and I can tell you the schools involved. The losing school, oh crap, now that I'm about to say it, I'm less sure. I'm pretty sure the losing school was Cumberland University. Lost 222-0.
Oh my gosh.
To the Georgia Institute of Technology, also known as Georgia Tech. It's I've seen the yardage totals in this game. It's something like 800 yards of total offense for Georgia Tech. And again, this is in like black and white. The forward pass had been invented, but it wasn't used widely.
Okay.
So like this was a very long time ago, but it is officially recognized as a NCAA Division I college football contest played between two member institutions. 222-0, Georgia Tech over Cumberland.
Wow. That's crazy.
That is a you say what you got to have. I'll see if I can find stuff on that.
All right. Now, I'm going to go kind of the opposite here. This has nothing to do with the scores or yardage or anything. But when the Dodgers, won the last World Series, Magic Johnson now has 16 championships to his name.
Mm-hmm.
He won 3 as the Dodgers owner. He won 10 as the Lakers player and owner. He's won 1 with Michigan State. He won 1 with the women's NBA as an owner. And he owns a soccer team too, and they won a championship. So he's won 16 championships across the board, either playing or as a coach or as a owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime of success.
Yeah.
Athletically, at least.
Yeah. And money, but yeah.
And money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Okay, here's some fun stats here as we got about 10 seconds before the music plays here. John Heisman was the head coach at Georgia Tech at the time, which he actually left Auburn to go to Georgia Tech to coach this game. Cumberland did not achieve a first down in the game. 97% of the games plays occurred in Cumberland territory. Georgia Tech scored on every first down that it gained. The second half was shortened from 15-minute quarters to 12. It was the last time that either team that those two schools played each other in any sport. Cumberland no longer fields a football team because of this game. This took place in 1916.
1916.
For your records. Garrett, thanks for joining me today.
Go
man.
Great Ben.
Go Great Ben. Big thanks to Landon Winkler for running the cameras, running the video feed. Big thanks to you for watching and listening. I'm Brant Daughtry. Hey, we're going to do it all again tomorrow right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Go Cardinals.